can you repeat this? Because I really want to tune in and look certain things up that you said. And you said a lot of things that I want to retrace later on. So I just turned my phone on. Start that entire conversation over.
All right.
There's a lot of good stuff.
So the whole principle about what you're doing is you're developing a model, right? And so the model that you're developing, and your model is different than like anyone that's doing it here, right? And you want to call it, it's not just doing here, but you're offering a service around here, right? And so if you build out a model and it's successful, you want to retain control of that model,
Right.
particularly if you're going to have additional shops sitting under that title and that name, because people's expectation is going to be consistency.
Right.
So if you have a shop here and then I go to New Jersey and I say Philly Fades in Jersey, oh my God, I'm going there. And if I'm going there with the expectation that I'm going to get
It's
the same
uniform.
type of service. It's uniform.
Oh, right.
Exactly. And so, in essence, that means you need to, at all times, retain quality control over the product, right?
Of course.
And so that means that from a business standpoint, you want to make sure that you have the ability to maintain quality control on that, right? And so you want everything to come under your LLC. Now, even if you're a partnership, it's just like when you see two corporations partner, they still own rights, but they came together in this particular model, and they own the value that's coming out of this entity because they merged together. So what I would do is, like you were talking about starting a shop, which is a good idea, and as you roll into, from shop to shop, but you don't want to lose control of that shop, or you don't want to be in a situation where, say for instance, 5 years from now, the person buys you out. But that's not your intention.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, maybe I left that out. I would always still remain. I'm the majority percent holder and say so, button pusher, keep everything uniform. It still funnels through me.
Right. You own the stock. So you're the or the LLC or LLP, but you own the vast majority of the stock. Now, you want, and your idea is to get them equity in the company. That's a good thing. And so, like you said, the 2%, but that 2% would be in form of stock distributed over a period of time. Where they and no more than 5% over X number of years. But every year they would get a percentage of the stock. But you would always maintain at minimum 51% control of the stock, right? And that way you maintain control. The other piece is you want to do it under that same platform and auspices, because what you want to do is have a relationship with a bank, a lender. The most important thing for any business is access to capital. So what you want to do is have that banking relationship established where at any time, if I need $500,000, I can go to that bank and they'll give it. I have a $500,000 line. I have a $50,000 line. You want to develop that as you're building out these businesses, so that now you're sitting and saying, hey, you know what? Good idea. Philly Fades in Center City. To get it up and running, I need $250,000. I can go get the line. I can pull $250,000, get the work done. The service on that debt, with the rates being as low, I can get that at 6%, 7% return. Oh, that's what I'm paying them in interest. But my return, because it's Philly Fade, everyone knows my name, Philly Fade, I can easily service the debt on that loan. Right? I can more than just service it. So you have created an environment where the shop has the ability to service the debt. So now that becomes the clockwork. So give you an example. Say for instance, you open a shop, you put $100,000 in, your payment on that loan is, let's say it's over 10 years, but your payment is, you're clocking $1,000, a little more than $1,000, $1,200, right? Well, if you're pulling down $4,000, then you're in good position because you easily can service the debt, right? Okay. Now, if your model is right, that means, well, my model will be right for 10 years. I can tweak it up and down, but my model is what's driving that revenue into, from that shop. And so all you're doing now is I need to teach guys how to run my shops, right? So when you open a shop, you don't want to put someone new and you don't want someone's training. When you open a shop, the person who you're putting in a shop should come from one of your shops where you've already trained. They've sat under you for a year or 2 years, and they know your philosophy. They understand exactly how you build your business, how you sell. And then you take them and say, hey, look, Harry, I need you. Would you be willing to relocate? I want you to run the shop that I'm building here. Yeah, okay. Well, he goes with an understanding of how you run your shop. He goes and he's had the benefit of you shaping that person, right? And now they know how to run your shop. And that's what's important, because you don't want someone to give your shop or turn your shop over to someone who really doesn't know, right? And they haven't sat under you. And that's why, and love family, but don't make it about family.
Of course.
Make it about having someone, trust is important, but bringing someone in that can sit under you and can learn from you how to run a shop. Like you said, you want to do the administrative, right? But you have the administrative knowledge and you also have the artistic knowledge, right? And what you want to do is train them on both, right? And then so I got this shop running, and I know now I got X number of dollars revenue coming out of my shop. Now, that person who's running my shop, I've also said that I'm going to give them a percentage of ownership in my LLC or in the company. And so that person is going to work hard because they know that now I'm being vested with ownership in this product that I'm running for you, and now I feel a partnership. I feel a part of, and I want to see it profitable because I know that at the end of the year I'm going to get a bonus based on my stock. And so now I'm happy, right? That's how you sit and say, okay, now I have 1 shop, 2 shops, I got 15 shops now, and each one of those people who are there, they worked under me. So now, like you said, all I'm doing is just running. Remember what the guy told you, right? The other guy who had that shop in Philly, he said he couldn't get the guys to act right? They couldn't do that. Oh no, I can't come in, or you don't need people like that. And the way you find out who's who is having someone sit under you, and you can determine, this guy, you know what? He's always on time. She's always on time. Have a business mind. They always ask good questions. Okay, this is the person I want to shape, right? I don't want to just shape anybody because that's a waste of your time. I want to determine who it is. This person right here has a future. They love what they do. They have an artistic edge in the way that they do here. They care. They go to school. That's the person that you want to sit and invest your time, because your time is important, right? That's who you want to sit down there and invest in, because through that person you will get a return. But yeah, you don't want to just put someone, because remember, you're building out a model, and you want your model to be right. And if you do that, and that's what, when you sit back there and you look at when guys are building out their product, they don't give up, right? I mean, you go and look at Branson. Branson went from airlines to aerospace, and same thing with Amazon. These guys go out now, but they don't give up control, right? They don't give up control, and they don't give up their share. They created a model, and that model is successful, and so they want to retain ownership of that model and content. So that's what you want to do. You want to retain a significant portion of it. And that's how eventually what happens is when you're bringing in that type of revenue, that's how you move off of a public, a non-public to a public company and come up on the market, and that's how you generate and move and get paid, right? So what you're doing is fine, but remember, at all points you want to retain ownership or control in that as you're doing it.
Right.
You'll look up. I keep what's the
Gotcha. 25.
And that's how you retain control.
Okay.
What you're doing is good. And the thing about it, just think, if you hadn't done what you did, you would have never met up the guy, had the conversation that you did, and now look what you're doing. That's how you build. That's how you build. And you're doing it. So you got good things coming.
All right. Appreciate it. Always good talk.
Take it. Have a
Take it
good
easy,
one.
Russell.